The little accidental of world journalists guest in Polar Korea dead Beijing Tuesday for Wonsan, a town on the nation's east shore. No arms control agencies or individuals in any type of examination were anticipated to visit the occasion, that Polar Korea has told would provide clarity of termination of the nuke testing. While it done the ad on April 20, the workers' side of Korea's 7 Center Board proclaimed how the nation had carried out nuke arms, and to provide the end of all nuke test it would throw the testing website in the polar. Journalists of the US, China, Russia and the UK include all been guests to eyewitness the occasion. They're anticipated to type the operation of a range, out of any actual prospect to get a feeling of which might include happened within Punggye-Ri's tunnels. Love trampling on a criminality stage. Bruce Bechtel says testimony how might include been gathered will now be loosed to the planet. He's type of love a assassination stage wherever they let human beings love you and me tread about in it. He's the identical conception, told Bechtel, a prof of policy scientific at Angelo Country College who has authored several books on Polar Korea. This Polar Koreans include carried out all these tests there, each solitary arms testing, so if they let expert in to see at these tunnels up they let nobody else in how would be potential for us an intellect blessing, he told. Independently of its operational statute, down there is yet lot to be obtained of enabling expert in to see about and gather different remnant, says Rofer. If I were departure I would wish to give several ability of take samples of production, and I would as well wish to give a geology in me. I'd wish to include a emission resist, I would wish to go in the tube to see if components of it include caved in the behind, and I would wish to get emission measurements. All such samples of production and tests could give data on the various of arms how were creature proven, she told. Radioisotopes measurements could speak you on the style of the unit, it would speak you which type of bombs they're manufacturing, which they're manufacturing them out of, how lot Uranus and plutonium is in the bombs. We might be capable to conclude which their planner and the form of their advance, she told. All of how data, expert tell, could later be fed behind to negotiators to offer them a much stronger brush in behavior in the Kim mode, consisting giver them the capacity to aware if they are really extract acquiescence, or fair beauty changes. A sense of déjà vu. The perspective of such a social drift gives Melissa Hannum, a elder study connect at the James Martin Center for Nuclear Nonproliferation Teaching, a feeling of déjà vu. He's not permanent. They ultimately found a various way to cold the pile. In 2008, Polar Korea ruined a water supply cool rig at a installation country officials acknowledged to remove plutonium to construct nuke arms. The large blast at the Yongbyon installation was intended to symbolize the end of Pyongyang's nuke program. Amongst the disclosures Polar Korea done at the period on its nuke program was the insight how it had manufactured approximately 40 kilograms of fortified plutonium, thing the U.S. country division told was quite 4 on 7 nuke bombs. In answer, later US CEO George W. Bush told he would raise several U.S. sanctions regime versus Polar Korea and shoot it of the authorities' listing of country sponsors of terror. Crucial to insight Polar Korea's nuke story. The planet is lacking and prospect in enabling Polar Korea to unilaterally disassemble the website out of possessing a opportunity to check it at first, says Cheon Song-won, a newcomer study comrade at the Asan Institution for Politics Teaching. He's really crucial testimony how helps us know the story of Polar Korea's nuke program, and if Polar Korea is genuine on giver up its nuke arms, he told. Which they include to do is ensure all required data and documents to the world society and later welcome UN inspections. Polar Korea doesn't include to disassemble the on its their own, the isn't thing how should be made in hurry. Cheon, a ex-Southward Korean by the government formal who treated in the Defense and Union departments, argues quite how Polar Korea might be destructive the website now to escape provided accessing to it downward the way, perhaps as portion of a session of a summit conference in Trump card how is planned for June 12 but now looking vague. Polar Korea's random activity to disassemble the installation on its their own, the is not thing how we can trust is portion of Polar Korea's proclaimed aim of denuclearization. He's anything more than rather than destructive testimony. For long polar Korea observers, L's index of Kim Jong-un's motives lie in the synchronization of the planned drift. He's event at the identical period. Southward Korean lead Luna Jae-in is newcomer CEO trump card at the White's building. See at the synchronization, told Cheon. The is the period Luna is meet trump card in Washington, the isn't fair overlap, he wants to get benefit of the occasion in policy promotion. Rofer believes though if components of the tunnels are blown up, they can ever be unearthed after should the polar Koreans wish to recycling the website. It is completely proper how we, this world society, appear to be manufacturing all the acquiescence, she told.